Our story continues today. I hope you've been following along and have been sharing these times for the last few days as we've discussed the encounter between Jesus and the crippled man who came to the pool of Bethesda. He was among a multitude of sick people who came to that place because something supernatural was happening. Occasionally, an angel would come, stir the water, and the first sick person who went into the pool was healed. And so this gathering by the pool had become rather a lifestyle, because when we hear that a multitude is there and only one at a time is being healed, you can trust me on this. There was a crowd of sick people who were just living there. And so it's in this setting that Jesus comes on the scene. I love the places that he showed up, because he's part of God's plan, bringing good news and salvation and healing to all people. And as we walk with him through the Gospels, we get these glimpses of his heart, his character, his compassion, his wisdom, and how he relates to different kinds of people. So the man has been there. We now know that he has been sick for 38 years. Jesus comes right up to him and asks him the question, "Do you want to be made well?" And that's where we ended the story yesterday. Let's pick it up. Gospel of John, chapter 5, verse 7. The sick man answered Jesus, "Sir, I have no man to put me into the pool when the water is stirred up. But while I'm coming, another steps down before me." Do you hear the pitiful, hopeless, discouraged tone in that man's voice? Do you hear it through these words? I can hear it. Here Jesus comes, singles him out of this multitude. Do you want to be well? That almost sounds like a critical question. Hey, what are you still doing here, fella? Don't you want to be well? And so he explains. He says, "But sir, there's no one to help me. When the waters are stirred, I try, but someone gets there before me." Now you see, that sounds like a reasonable explanation. It sounds like a good excuse that this man has been at that pool for so long and yet has not received his miracle. But my friend, this story is recorded so that you and I can learn and can discover the dynamics of the supernatural. And we learn a very important lesson through just this one verse and through this man's words. We learn that human effort is never sufficient. When you need a miracle from God, when you need a supernatural encounter, when you need a rescue or an intervention or a healing, there will always be limitation in what people can do. We see this, of course, with medical doctors. They give their lives training, doing their best to help sick people. There are certain ways they can help, but there are other things that are beyond their power to heal or to restore. We see this in every area of human life, whether it's economy, whether it's in the area of trouble, wars, and turmoil. We see it certainly in areas of family relationships, in churches, in ministries. There are so many times that there are problems. Problems. That's not unusual in this life that problems exist. But my friend, if you're going to be one who walks in the supernatural, who experiences the miracles of Christ, then right away you must understand and embrace the reality that human effort is always lacking. And this allows us to stop trying so hard in our own strength, but rather to rely on the supernatural ability of God. Isn't that easy? We do our part, but our part is faith. Our part is not works. Our part is not just staying up all night, reading the Bible, praying, quoting scriptures on and on and on. All of that is fine, but all of our human effort is going to fall short. So just as with this man, I don't care how many people are around you who might be trying to help you. Ultimately, our help comes from the Lord. He is the one with the supernatural power to intervene on your behalf. So if what you have been doing isn't working, maybe it's because you've been trying in your own effort. Give God a chance. Let Him show you His great strength. We're with you. Don't doubt.